How's it going, YouTube? Thanks to all the recent subscribers, we are going to do... Ooh, that's a lot of light. That's the LED lights that we put in the shop. So they are doing their job. We are going to do a little bit of a toolbox tour of our toolbox that really has the most tools in it right now. So we have a Husky 41-inch chest cabinet, whatever you want to call it. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 drawers. I could have looked at the information sheet, but you know, either way. The top of the box has just got some miscellaneous stuff in it right now. Future projects for the house. Heater I haven't stored yet. A Stanley jump box that I got at an auction. It just kind of happened. So we got the top box is mainly where I keep most of the hand tools, but we'll start at the bottom. Get all this flipped around. We've got a bottom big drawer that has more toolboxes in it. Those are my the front two boxes are toolboxes that I got from my grandfather that I will never get rid of, even if they don't have tools in them at all. The other one is a box from another gentleman that is part of my family. So we will kind of move on from that drawer. It's kind of boring. This other deep bottom drawer has some battery operated tools. The Airstrike finish nailer from Ryobi. Man, that thing's a beast for finish nailing. I'm actually excited about their framing nailers that they're coming out with here. I think they're already out, but they will be more or less only bought on the internet as of right now. Let's see here. We'll go back to the left-hand drawer. More power tools. The most recent purchase was this little fella here for a project I had come up with the recent house purchase. I needed to put a pedestal sink in, and they ask you to adhere it to the floor with some kind of screws. So I had to have a hammer drill to knock a hole in the floor. So I got that done. I will never use full-size caulking tubes without this ever again, even though it is the old blue model. It is still super handy. We have our little Ryobi flashlight again to go with the other one. Those are the ones that I switched to LEDs in one of my shorts. The router hasn't been used very much, but I think it got it on sale, so I bought it anyway just in case. My wife was actually using it for a few things, and it didn't get used very much, but we still have it for when that comes up. The next drawer is more power tools. The jigsaw from Ryobi, and the only Milwaukee power tool that I have. It is the M18, as per usual. I have a 2 amp hour battery, and that's all I have. It's a little blower for, I guess, inside the shop. It seems to be good enough for that. You're not gonna really blow a whole lot of leaves in the yard, especially if there's a breeze outside. But there's a pulley puller down there. If you can't tell already, I have a lot of different types of tools for a lot of different types of situations because of being a homeowner and a Shadetree mechanic for most of my life. Oh, there's another blue Ryobi drill that is still functioning properly. we have this little battery operated Dremel thing that I was gonna bust out. It's ancient Rotomatic. I don't know if that's ever gonna get anywhere. I still haven't had a chance to actually use it on anything yet, but all the bits and things that are in there would probably work with any of the other tools I have in that particular situation. I did a lot of rearranging after I got the General over there. So I've moved a lot of things that would be better mobile. Oh, there's the Hercules ratchets and a giant, in my experience, box end wrench that I use for trailer hitches. Good for those nuts, stuff like that. That one's a pretty dull drawer except for the Hercules. Oop. There we go. Some of the drawers are still a little tough. There's a clamp drawer and a few of the pruning shears that we got over the years. I've got a couple of other specialty tools in there for, I'm eventually going to be doing the ductwork in my attic. That there's an access right there, but it's kind of tough to get in there if you're fat, which I'm not all the way, I guess. But I'm going to be using this. This is for the straps. Basically a giant zip tie tightener. And then you can use that deal right there and snip it off. But never have too many clamps. Kind of a boring drawer. Let's see, here is pop rivets for random pop riveting whenever that comes up. There's some, I can't remember what these are called, but I have 2 sets of them for when I need to do copper fittings. I don't remember what they were specifically. There's some punches and chisels over there. And there's that set looks a whole lot better. It's a whole lot nicer. But my wife got them at a garage sale for $5 a box, which I don't think that was a bad idea. And then we've got, let's see, chop. We're gonna skip this drawer for a minute because we got some other stuff. Then we'll finish off with that drawer. Here is the antique tool drawer. These are a lot of tools from some older gentlemen that I've had in my family and my grandfather. This little thing right here is super neat. It's a ratcheting, or it's a drill, basically. But, you know, you can either lock it here in the center. I think, well, maybe if it was actually working properly, which is not because it's super old. So I might do a demonstration of this one on a short, just because it's super neat. They don't make stuff like that anymore. And then old ball peen hammers, an old, super long screwdriver if you need one, flathead, which I hate flatheads. Lots of other things, little tiny C-clamps. These aren't old, I just don't have a place for those right now. Let's go over here. This is just a miscellaneous drawer right now. This is where my sockets were originally. So I've turned it into the screwdriver drawer. I still need to move these Pittsburgh pass-through socket set. I need to move that to the General, but I'm leaving it in here right now because I haven't used it a whole lot, and I want to give it some more testing because I've already busted a Husky version of that. Here is a good set of things to have for any car related issues. So you can have all your connectors, butt connectors and whatnot. I took it out of the original packaging and put it in this because it was more efficient, as cluttered as it actually looks, because, you know, whatever reason. So we've got another little set over here that is very unique. This one right here, I probably ruined it by sanding it off, but it was very rusty. Hold on, we're gonna have to put the phone down here for just a second. Open it up. Oh. It is a 1/4" drive little ratchet piece, and the box is really cool. It's from made in the USA, so back when they kind of did that kind of stuff. But it's actually full of old Craftsman sockets that are 1/4", and some extensions and whatnot. It's a pretty cool little set. You know, granted, it just the box is something else. I'll have to look up that company and see where they, you know, if they're still in existence, which I'm pretty sure they're not by now. Let's see, there's your Allens. I have a whole drawer full of those. There's the leftover lights from the LED video. Some impact sockets, 1/4" and 3/8 and whatnot. This drawer is kind of boring as well, but these have actually been really good and really handy to keep, you know, your standard and your metric, and then your Torx bits. And these like this are very handy to me, because I can just pitch them in my go bag over there when I need to do some work like that. Because I do a lot of other things for other people around. We've got I don't know what to call this drawer, but if you've ever had to have a sink wrench and you always forget it or you lose it, this is why I wound up with 3 of them. The Husky one I enjoy the best as far as that is concerned. Both of these other ones work as they are advertised, but the Husky one, you don't have to worry about losing the handle, because it's actually, you know, basically pinned at both ends. Not like the other two where it can just go falling out and you lose it and then it's basically useless. A couple of AK bayonets over there. Estwing hammer. It's been a really good framing hammer. There's a cheap rubber hammer. Some hose clamps for random car stuff. I couldn't get rid of this poor little hammer. It still works for hammering. Just hopefully you don't ever have to rely on it completely. It's a little bent, a little messed up, but you can still bang on stuff with it if you need to. And the last top drawer is the junk drawer, as per usual. Last drawer on the left side, the small bank. Just junk drawer, paperwork, random pencils, and that's it on that one. So we've got the plier drawer, pliers and wrenches and whatnot. I have 2 of these, which I lost. I lost one of them somewhere because it was a 3-pack set. But we've got some Stanley, some DeWalt, let's see, Pittsburgh. This one is a Crescent. It's a pretty neat little deal. I like this one. I've used it a few times to get deeper into a few situations. We got some snap ring pliers over there. And that would be it for the top box. Then we have our wrench and ratchet drawer. So we've got mostly Husky wrenches, and they're all, this section is all of your ratcheting wrenches, and these are all standard issue here. I just recently bought this 22mm from Husky. It's been good enough. I've got I got that for O2 sensors on mid-90s Chevy pickups. And then we've got these Pittsburgh ratcheting wrenches just for fun, basically. I've used them a few times. Let's let's see, that's the standard. I haven't really used the standard a whole lot, but I did use the metrics. And if you look close, the paint like really comes off pretty easy. They're not, you know, powder coated or anything. It just, you can scratch it off with your knife or whatever you got if you really wanted to. And then all of these Husky adjustable wrenches, you know, standard and metric, are really good. I found that one the other day. I'm gonna have to clean it up a little bit. It's a little rusty. I don't even know what brand it is. I've been finding tools in my shop all over the place. Here is the Husky pass-through ratchet, and it is completely seized up, because, you know, that's a good sound for a ratchet to make. It's not normal. So I'm gonna take and try to eventually turn that in. But we've got a little bit of everything. Got some, oh yeah, GM Performance. That is a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch. If you flip it around, we've got a little short stubby one down here. That is from AutoZone, I think. Yeah. No, O'Reilly's. It's been really cool. You put you can actually get a really satisfying pop, and then stick a extension on it after you get it down where you need it, and use some torque on it. It's been pretty good. It's nothing fancy. I don't have any fancy tools. I just have stuff I'm going to use. I got this one for no other reason other than it's just pretty cool to have a composite one in case you're working around anything where you might bump some electrical. I don't know. I haven't come to that particular part of my life at this particular moment. And then we have some old big body ones, 1/2 inch. That's a 1/2 inch Husky, and it is very clicky. And then we've got, let's see, I have one Craftsman ratchet, and it is not in good shape. That is a lot of wobble. I don't know if I could actually turn that into somebody and be like, hey, do y'all make this anymore? And can you give me a new one? But I like the old stuff, even if it's a little raggedy. It's definitely interesting to me. So, and your breaker bar, that's also O'Reilly's. Your tensioner, wrench, bar, whatever. I don't know what everybody calls it. And then there's my old raggedy torque wrench that I don't ever use for anything. But it's there, and I can use it if I have to. Kinda. It's missing some bits. I don't know if that's important or not, but it could be. Don't spend a whole lot of time torquing on things. So I think what we're going to do is probably, that's going to end this video. It was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought I could get it all busted out in like 10 minutes, but we might have to break it up a little bit. All right, everybody. That is the Husky 41-inch tool chest. We have a couple others that we can do.